G'day, yeah, my name is Jason Thorne, and I've run a little exercise here to create a blog application in Django, basically to show how quick and easy it is, and what my level of Django proficiency is as well. So I've created a Docker container here, which has a requirements file and basically starts up a Python 3 image and loads that requirements file, so I can actually then go ahead and create the Django project inside it. So I'll do a Docker compose up here, and while that's building the image and running some instantiation scripts, I'll just basically show you what the Docker file contains. So as you can see here, I'm using Python 3, and there's it sets the container directory and also the work directory, and then runs a pip install there, and also changes. I have a run server script there, which I'll show you what that does in a second. But if we look at the Docker compose file, we can see that basically that's just allowing me to open a shell in the Docker container, and also setting the volumes there. It was running a command at one stage to actually run the run server, but I want to do that manually so I can actually show you what I'm doing. Run server.sh. Basically starts the project if it hasn't been started before, and then starts the application blog, assuming that if the project isn't created, then the application isn't either, and changes ownership to my local user so that I can actually work on files on my local machine with that as well. And then it just initially runs to the migrations and then migrates them. So let's see if that has started up. If I do a docker ps, yeah, it's running there, I think. Let me just have a quick look on the other window there. Yeah, so it's basically started up here. I'll just start a shell in that container. Just start a bash shell. There you go, I've got the requirements in the run server.sh. If I just start that run server command now, that actually create the container and then run Django. And if I go to this web browser here, we can see that Django is running. So I need to create a blog application, and if I go to the tree now, we can see that we have the blog application there, and we need a model to contain the posts. So let's create that model here in blog, and if I create a posts model, model, and we'll give it a created date, date time field, which will be sets in the current time automatically. Publish date, which can be null. A title, and make that a char field. 256 characters in length, and a body which is just a text field. Yeah. Okay, and also let's see, we'll need a string function, so that this has a representation if we look at it, and we'll just return the title. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so now we want to basically manage. We want to make migrations. And nothing happened. That's right, because I haven't added the blog model to the settings file. So if we go to the project setting files and we go down to installed apps at line 39. Blog, add the blog application, and now if I do in the container, if I do make migrations, and there it is. Okay, so if I do the run server, actually it'll basically it'll actually run those migrations and then load the checks as well. Now to actually see that, I need to have administrative access, so I need to create a super user. Before I do that though, I want to have a pretty simple password, because this is just a quick tutorial. I don't want to have uppercase, lowercase letters and numbers requirements in the password, and to actually change that I need to also edit the settings file. And if we go to auth password validators there, so on the 89th layer, I'll delete that to line 100 and then just set it to an empty list. I can now create a super user with a simple password. So I'll make it Jason, that's my name, jason@admin.com, and make a password. There you go, super user created successfully. So if I now run server there, I should be able to go to admin and log on. Jason and password. And we don't see the post model there because that has not been added. We haven't registered it with admin yet. So if I do in Django blog admin.py, first of all I'll include the model from .models import post, and then I'll register it here. Log on. No, okay, so dot register post class admin dot, and give it a list display. Title and published. Okay, let's see how that goes now. And there we go, we've got a post. Let's add a post now. We'll make this our first post. This is the first post of my model. The spelling is not too good, but that is okay. I'll save that. And there you go, there's my first post. Brilliant, okay, but now I need a view so that I can view the model. You don't really want to do everything in Django admin. So let's create our first view here, shall we? Vim Django blog views.py, and we'll use class-based views here. We'll use the generic views. So from Django.views import generic, and I'll make a generic list view here for posts. Oh yeah, so I better get the model in here as well. So from .models import post, and let's say class post list view generic dot list view, and we'll need to give it a query set equals post.objects.all. Okay, so by default, the generic view will use any template it can find called the kebab case of what the camel case is here. So we got post list view, which is in camel case here. It will look for a file called underscore post minus post underscore list.html. So I don't need to set the template name. Do I need to set anything else? I don't think I do. No, I don't. But I do need to set the routing, which is done in the urls.py file, to route the endpoint to this Django view. So first of all, let's go into the project routing. Project urls.py. Just get rid of the comments. And admin's there, as you can see, and we'll also need include, because I don't want to put everything inside, all the routing inside this project. I want to put it in the actual application here. So anything with blog in it will need to go to blogs.url. So let's get rid of that. Let's include blog.urls, blog.urls, yes. Okay, and that there, and that should work fine. And just so I don't have to do all the importing everything again, I'll copy that to Django blog urls.py. And we don't need admin, we don't need to include either, but anyway, doesn't matter. And we'll make our posts here, which is a post list. I also need my views here, so from .import views, and it's called post list view. And we'll give it a name as well, because I'm going to need to access it by a reverse command somewhere along the line, I'm sure. Post list, and that's it, I think. So now we should have a, oh no, I need to create the template. Okay, so to create the template, I need to make a templates directory, which is the default. Make the -p, I'll do it in the blog directory. Templates, and we'll call that blog inside templates. And we need a base directory, a base template here to inherit from. So templates, and we'll call that base.html. So HTML head, body. And inside there we're going to have our content block, and block content, and that's it, I think. Yeah, it is. HTML. Okay, so that's the template, that's the base template. That's pretty simple. We now need our post list template, which is in blog directory, so post underscore list, which is the kebab case.html, and this extends base.html, and we need to have our content block. And inside here, we will have well, first of all, let's put a heading in here, right? So h1 Jason's blog. And we can run a for loop here. The post in posts. Let's see, we'll do an h2. Which will be the post.title, and when it was published to. Post.published, and give that a nice formatting using the built-in Django date filter. Day, month, and year. That should be fine. H2. And just in a paragraph tag, we'll put the body of the post. Great. Oh, and I need to end the for loop. Okay, so you may look at this and say, well, where did you get posts from? Now, I need to set the context object to the word posts, and to do that, I've left something out of the view. So let's just get out of the template here and go back to the views. Here we go, Django blog views. And in here, I can set the context object in the class. So context object name equal to posts. And now inside the template, the context object will be called posts, which is what I've called it. So let's just make sure it's still running okay. I know module name blog.url, so stop it and start it again. There you go, now it's running fine. Let's just double check. Yeah, that ran okay. And if we go to localhost now, what's that? Go to localhost blog posts. We should get, yes, there it is, our first blog and our page. Okay, so that looks a little bit crappy here. Let's put some Bootstrap in there. I have the CDN links for Bootstrap in a file, so let me just copy and paste those in here now. Scratch.html. Copy and paste. Let's see, Vim, Django, blog templates. Base.html, and inside the head here I'll chuck the links for my CSS. The indentation's a bit crappy here, so let's just indent it by 2, and if we do a right of that, we should have, yeah, there we go, looks a little bit better. Okay, so let's make that look even a little bit better too, because as you can see here, it's kind of flush up against the margin, and we could probably do with this looking a little bit better. So I brought in some fonts here, some Google API fonts. Let's see what the lobster font looks like. So we will need to import some kind of static file here. So if I load static files, I can then use the Django static directive. So if I just get rid of that, insert, oh no, sorry, static, what we call it, I don't know, CSS, blog.css, yeah, that should do it. Okay, so we need to have a static directory. So let's just do -p Django blog static CSS and Vim Django static CSS blog.css, make h1 and h2. H2 have a color of orange, and we'll also have a strange lobster font. And I think also let's put some padding in the body here. Pixels to do. Okay, so let's see what happens when we reload that. Nothing. And why was that? Okay, well, let's have a quick look at the network here. We'll just refresh that page and we'll see that blog.css gave a 404, so it was missing. So the reason is because the settings don't know where our static directories are. So if I go into the project settings file, and at the very bottom here we've got static URL. That's static, yeah, that's fine, but where's static located? So static root is equal to rest.path.join space space static. Okay, that's right there. Okay, and that should reload automatically, I think. Yeah, it did. Brilliant. Well, now if we load it up, yay! There you go. But our first post there was published at nothing. So we don't want unpublished blogs to appear in this list. So I have to change the view to reflect that. So if I go now to Django blog views, and I could change the query set here to disallow unpublished blogs, but this is a member variable. What we need is an instance variable to change the query set. Otherwise, the query set will only change every time I restart the whole application. So to do that, we need a def get query set self, and I can't remember what goes with this, so I'll just put a star args and quargs, and that will allow anything to be passed to get query set. And here I'll just call the super, star args quargs, and then I will filter the query set to make sure that unpublished files don't get on the list. So where published is less than or equal to time zone. I could use date time here. In fact, maybe I can't. Time zone is a better one to use because then it respects the time zone that's stored with the within the database here. So time zone dot now has to be less than that, and then return the query set. Okay, now I need to get time zone imported in here. UV, so it's before U, before V. So, and that's into Django utils. Django, silent, so you forget it. .utils import time zone. That's right. I think that's, yeah, there you go. Okay, so shift Z. Okay, now if I refresh this, it should say, yes, it doesn't appear. And if I go into my first post and then set the publish date to now, I should now get, there you go, first publish that, the 5th of the 8th, 2020. Brilliant. Okay, so now let's create a something where we can create posts, and to do that I will use a generic create class based view. So back into my views model here, and if I do a class post create view generic dot create view, and I need to set what do I need to set? I need to set the template name. I need to set the template name this time because it's not actually set, equal to let's see, we'll put it in blog post post form .html, because we probably use this post form somewhere else. And a create view has to have a form class. Form class equals post form, but we haven't written post form yet. Okay, so I need to create the post form, and that will be in .form. So let's include it first anyway. .forms, import post form, and then let's create a forms.py, vim Django blog forms.py, from Django import forms, class post form, make it a model form, forms.model form, in which case we'll need the form post model as well. From .models import post, shift O, class meta model equals post, fields equals let's see, we just need the title and the body, because the published will be set by a moderator of some kind. And we'll do that by our admin. So I think that's everything. I think that's all we need. No, we need the template as well. Okay, so shift ZZ, vim Django blog templates blog post form.html. This extends base. Okay, and we need to do it inside our content block. And block content. So inside here we have to have, well, let's have a heading first, eh? So new post. We'll put a form here. That equals pot. We'll just end our form. Okay. We'll put in our form as P, and we'll need a submit button. If you use crispy forms, of course, it gives you lots of lovely things you can put in here as well. But we're including the submit button and everything else. But as I'm just doing this in a simple way for the tutorial. I need to include a submit button here. Equals btn type equals submit. And that's, oh no, it's not quite it as well. We need our CSRF token. So let's just put in the CSRF token there, otherwise you won't be able to submit anything. Django security stuff. I think that should be it. So now, if I hit, oh wait a second, have I put this in the URLs? Then let me just have a look. Then log No, I haven't. Okay. So I need to put the route for it in here. Let's call it new post. And this is views.post. Post create view. And we'll give it a new post. Brilliant. I should do it. Okay. Is it still running? No, it's not. A module named blog.forms. Let's have a look what we got here. Well, there's blog.forms. That line's complaining. Oh, there you go. Yeah, just hadn't refreshed the model, that's all. Okay, so if we now go to new post. Brilliant, there's our form, and our submit button looks a bit crappy. Why is that? Because I didn't write anything in there, so today. Okay. Now if we refresh that, new post, there you go, the submit button, still not fantastic, but that'll do. Okay, so this is the second post. This is the second post. Spelling still terrible, but who cares? I can't spell anyway. And hit submit. No URL to redirect to. Yes, there was something else I forgot. So in the view, where are we? Views.py, I need to define a get success URL. So def get success URL. I think I just need self here, and return. I'll just the post list, so I can use reverse to give me the post list. Post list, and just include reverse up here, which is one of the Django shortcuts things. And if I just refresh this page now and repost that, there you go. Okay, it's an unpublished post, and I'll probably find that it's given me 2 seconds. So let me just get rid of the one. Page 1, and I'll publish the second one. Save and refresh, and there you go. There you have it. Your first, well, very quick Django blog with a bit of formatting and everything else. This is sort of courtesy of the Django Girls tutorial, which I helped run a very long time ago now. But they do some excellent stuff there as well, and we should all encourage more girls to program in Django to get a bit of balance here. So that was it. Hopefully I'll deliver some more video tutorials fairly soon, and thank you for watching.